30th, I think, Autonomous Humanity podcast with a very special guest here today, Arturo Norambuena. So to me, Arturo was one of my coaches growing up playing soccer here in the metro Atlanta area. And I thought this was a very special podcast to do because I think a lot of people, what they struggle with, is self-belief, believing in themselves. And as kind of simple and like as small of a moment as this may seem, I was talking with Arturo ahead of this that he had such a big impact on me growing up, even though he may have not have realized it until many, many, many years later when I reached out. Where I grew up playing recreational soccer here, and my dad was a great coach, and always very supportive of me playing, but never really like made the investment, I think rightfully so, to have me go like deeper into like the travel select sort of soccer programs. And I just recall you having conversations with him here and there, like, hey, you should really explore getting Jacob to like go try out or come into the like select program. And to me, like, oh, I'm never good enough for that, but having someone that clearly so proficient, in the sport, not just like some dumb American, trying to get, more money for the club, but someone really trying to develop the sport. And, I guess I kind of glossed over it, but why I felt it meant so much to me is because Arturo actually grew up playing soccer as well, but then went on to the highest levels, playing internationally for the Chilean national team. And then after playing internationally as well, also went to go coach professionally as well. So, hearing that sort of feedback from not just, some, again, dumb gringo, so to speak, but knowing that someone that's lived, breathed, experienced the game in a way that very few people have, right? So, one, thank you for that. And then two, thank you for coming up and joining us from Chile to, have this conversation.
Gosh, thank you very much for your kind words. I'm pretty happy, very happy to be here. I'm spending a beautiful moment. I will remember with so much love this moment. It was very special. That was about 20 years ago. Yeah. And he reached me out and he said, "Hey, Arturo, do you remember me?" And he was like this. See?
I should have brought the pictures on the fridge. Maybe we can add that in the edit or whatever.
Yeah. So and he came up with all the things like, I don't know, what can I tell? I feel like very special, in a special way, because soccer sometimes is not about, mostly, no more than sometimes, it's more about that kind of thing, match to win or whatever. It's the relationship that you build on the team or with the people you are playing with, like music.
Right.
See, you maybe play very good, but you can play with somebody who play kind of. You always can play together.
Right.
You always can play together.
There's, in it being such a team sport, not a lot of individual recognition or appreciation. But another kind of cool moment for me growing up, hearing, your encouragement was beyond just knowing that he played professionally. I could actually go home after my soccer practice, load up the FIFA soccer video game, and then go play as Chile and go home and literally play as Arturo on the video game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, that's just, every child's dream, for their favorite sport. One day, I could, maybe be in the video game, and you've lived that, right?
Yeah.
So was Messi playing when you?
No. He was starting.
He was just starting.
Started.
Okay.
Yeah, he just started.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So you last played internationally in like 06, 07? Or
yeah. Actually, my last year was 06, playing the USL League, American League. I lived in Puerto Rico with Puerto Rico Islanders. That was my last team.
Okay.
Yep. We play from Puerto Rico, but the American League.
And that was during the time MLS existed, but it wasn't called the MLS or
No.
Okay.
Yes,
yeah.
but it's just a parallel league.
Okay. Yep.
MLS, a huge one, you know,
Yep.
and that one it was starting by the time.
Right. Yeah, I think I had a soccer coach from high school that not the one I was talking to you about, the one that was like just kick it, down to the corner flags, but the other coach, he was much older, so I think it was even like I think it was the same league that Pele played in, the NASL, like the North American Soccer League. I don't know, to what degree, he played beyond that, but I don't know if that was in existence at the same time, because I know American soccer leagues have come and gone and changed. And
the teams are changed too.
Yeah.
So some teams gone, another team became. I play against that against only, it calls Miami. Now it's Inter Miami playing MLS.
Right.
Ronaldo, no, the little one. Do you
Brazilian
remember
Ronaldo.
Brazilian Ronaldo, but the little one. No Ronaldo,
Nazario?
the bold one.
Okay.
The other one, Romario, he's older than him. He played in Miami. He was the big star by that time here.
Okay, yeah. I'm not as familiar with him. Yeah, it's pretty much my generation, Ronaldo, CR7, Cristiano, or R9, Ronaldo. But one other element of, the beautiful game that feel very fortunate to have the World Cup coming here to the United States. And I thought it would be interesting to hear your perspective on how the World Cup has evolved and changed over time. As we were talking about actually on the way back from the airport, how it seems to be so much of a, understandably so, FIFA is like a for-profit, business organization. This World Cup, more than any other previous, seems like a money grab. Maybe Qatar, again, they pushing it to the winter, but expanding the format. We were talking about some of the complications that's brought about. So,
but I think it's good to have the game spread out in not only in one place.
Right.
It's not only in one country. Just here is Canada, Mexico, USA is huge event to coordinate that event. So there were a lot of people. It will be a lot of people available to watch the games, to get involved with it, and so it's a party. So if the party is bigger, much better. You know what I mean? It's like you have to live in the World Cup.
Right.
So mostly they live the country live those games, but it was one country. Now it's a huge World Cup. It's a huge party. All North America is having this party.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sound like too woke, but it's more inclusive, right? It's bring more countries, more people in, and so I definitely see the benefit there. But at the same time, one of the kind of bits that I thought would be interesting to do, especially having the differing understandings of the current teams that are in the World Cup, and just having the bracket creations. You've probably seen that for other sports like March Madness or whatever. You'll create a bracket, but you can't even really do so for this World Cup, because instead of doing a 32 team tournament like has been the case almost since the beginning, I think the first World Cup was 16 teams or something like that, maybe even 8 teams. But now the bracket works out, so there's going to be third place teams from each of the, it's 12 groups, each with 4 teams. Automatically, the top 2 teams from each group proceed on to the qualifying, the knockout stages. But then the top 8 third place teams across the 12 groups will also move on. And so once you pick the top 8 teams, top 8 third place teams, there's no saying right now, until all of those group games are finished, which third place team is going to play which first place team throughout the bracket. So unfortunately, we could if we wanted to do that, we could say who's going to be the first and second, for each group in our opinions. But then we couldn't really go throughout the knockout rounds as, that's really kind of the fun part, getting everyone's opinion, who's going to win and how they're going to get there.
How long does the
1 month.
World Cup last? It's
1 month.
1 month, and that's for everything from the very beginning to the...
So, let's see here. Group stages start June 11th, and then the finals, let's see, is July 19th. So a month and 7-8 days.
Wow.
Yep, and 102 games, or let's see, 104 games are going to be played, or actually it might be more if you count the third place game. But yeah, I guess just going through this, and then I do want to step backwards as well and talk about how you got into professional soccer as a career, and starting from the earliest days. But if you don't mind, I'll just kind of go through this, and I'll turn it around, hopefully in a way that we'll all be able to see. But Arturo can't see it. So in Group A, we have Mexico, Korea, South Africa, and UEFA Playoff D, which, again, that's already a problem where with all these teams, they don't even have all the teams seeded yet. So if I were to look up UEFA Playoff D, I think that could maybe be Italy.
UEFA is...
So that's European, the European Confederation.
Okay.
So there's CONCACAF, which is North America. There's CONMEBOL, which is South America. There's, I think it's Oceania is maybe paired with Asia. Does that sound right? And I forgot what theirs is called, but and then there's UEFA Europe, and then I also forget what Africa's is called, but so. That's how basically all the seeding is done. So you don't want to end up with more than 2 teams from Europe in the same group. And I think there might be, again, some exceptions for that, but by and large, let's see. So the UEFA Playoff D teams could be Denmark, Czech Republic, Republic of Ireland, or North Macedonia. And so, I don't know. I think if Denmark would get through, or the Czech Republic, they're probably the strongest of the teams. But then again, the only Czech player that I remember would be Peter Cech, and I think he's
a keeper.
Yeah, he's retired by now. So, I would say Mexico is probably going to advance as much as, on one hand, I would love to see CONCACAF, have more representation, move through. But, just with the rivalry of U.S. versus Mexico, I don't want Mexico moving through if, the U.S. doesn't. Korea and South Africa, they're kind of two mid teams, as the Zoomers would say. So, Arturo, if you had to say, do you think who do you think's going to top Group A? If you had to guess, between Mexico, Korea, and South Africa, and then potentially even,
I would go Mexico.
Mexico. You have any?
I don't know anything about. We call it soccer, right?
Yeah.
Soccer. So I really don't have any. But I enjoy this sport, and especially World Cup. I like to watch with your dad. I like to watch the World Cup. That's kind of a tradition for me.
You like to see him get angry. That's
I'm like, I don't understand what the hell's going on.
Who's that guy?
What are these guys doing?
You fucking idiot, ref! All right, so I would say in agreement there, Mexico top Group A. Group B, Canada, Switzerland, Qatar, and then UEFA Playoff A. Let's see. That would be it. Hold on. Let's see. Italy, Northern Ireland, Wales, and Bosnia. But wasn't Northern Ireland also part of? Man, this seems all so confusing.
Yeah, a lot of new teams because and not the bigger one.
I know.
What I mean?
It's like, why are we making room for North Macedonia to be in the World Cup and not Chile? It's because with how it works, there can only be a certain amount of teams that qualify from each region, and you would think with Chile being such a prosperous or like one of the premier footballing nations, not just of South America, of the world, there would be a better system to have, more teams from South America, represented. But yeah, as Arturo was talking, Chile's unfortunately kind of gone through a golden generation that it had where, as recently as 2020, 2021, they won like back-to-back Copa Americas, right? Yeah, beating
first
Argentina.
Time in life.
Yeah.
We're never going to do that again, actually. We're never going to do that again. It was very hard, very, very difficult to do that.
Yeah, but again, great players, great team chemistry. Mm-hmm. Again, just maybe not the best individual players, but as I mentioned to you, and I forgot what game that we were watching, but you were asking, like, who's going to win? And at the end of the day, it's 11 men versus 11 men, right? And,
it's 11 dudes, as you said. It's just whoever's got the best
and
teamwork.
Sometimes you receive a help for the referee or even for the other team. They can make a own goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or the fans,
or the fans too. And sometimes a bad team can beat a better team also.
Yep.
It's not like always. It's like life.
You just never know. Don't really know what you're going to get until you get it, right?
So you have it's a good school for life. I mean, you have to keep rowing, no matter how it's going on, no matter how if you have one player less or you have a penalty kick, whatever situation, you have to set up your mind and keep going on, thinking forward. Like a teamwork.
Unless you're
frustration, tolerance,
basketball, American basketball, very competitive, collegiate especially. Well, pros too, but Mike Krzyzewski was his longtime coach of Duke University, and they had a great basketball team. And one of the things I remember him saying, this ties into what you just said, when a player messes up and it's just a debacle or something bad happens, what they would say is okay, next play, and they just take their mind on what's in front. And when something great happens and they work real well and slam it or whatever and do a great play, they still say, okay, what's next? Because you can't dwell on what's happened, good or bad. You got to constantly be looking forward. I think that's kind of what you're saying too.
Exactly. Next play is the more important.
Next play, yeah.
There's the famous expression, you're only as good as your last at bat, but it's really you're only as good as your next at bat.
Yeah, I've heard field goal kicker, kickers, American football kickers say that, you're only as good as your last field goal. And he's like, actually, it's not true. You're only as good as your next field goal.
Right.
Because that's the one that's important, right? It's when you're about to kick and the game's on the line or whatever.
Yeah, and from the perspective of it being, 11 men versus 11 men, so many external factors, even outside the field, outside like the referee, the fans in the stadium, just, some guys on the team maybe have relationship issues that are occupying their mind. They're not fully in the game, or maybe they stayed out partying, the night before and, they're not in the best physical state, right? Or maybe they're keeping an injury under wraps so they don't lose their starting position, because sometimes if you're injured and they bring someone in from the bench, they start doing really well. All of a sudden, you've lost your position, or you're having to fight back for your position. So.
Did you ever have in your career a time when the crowd got in your head and messed with you, your ability, or interfered?
Actually, I did. But for good, you know what I mean?
They helped you.
It helped me, exactly. Actually, the goal that I scored for my national team, I felt that. Actually, I knew that I was a scorer because I felt something special from the crowd.
Yeah.
It pushed me.
Yeah.
Get me there.
Helped you focus in more.
Yeah.
Or what?
Yeah.
And you would say that. Like golf. Have you ever played American golf? Or
yes, golf.
Golf, okay. Well, not American. It's actually Scottish sport. But it's such a mental game, and all these sports, especially at this competitive level, are so mental. But I'm sure football, soccer is the same way, right? It's very mental.
And actually, when you are playing golf, there is nobody bother you.
Yeah.
You are alone, but you have your time.
Yep.
You know, with soccer, there is another guy right next to you. He wants
Trying to,
and you can use your hands. It will be easier to you. No, with your foot, it's kind of hard things.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things going on around. Your teammate make it a run, you know what I mean? So you have to look at the ball, but at the end, at the same time, all the field. So it's kind of a hard thing to do. It's not easy to do. Even if you are inside of the field, if you are outside, you watch another different completely game.
Yeah.
And you are inside, then you are a pawn. You know, like you cannot watch everything. So it's not an easy sport. It's very hard to do it and do it well, I mean.
yeah. And the accuracy of these kickers.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that people don't like. I don't understand how accurate these guys. That's my understanding that they can, with the foot, right, the leg, they can kick that ball and put a spin on it so that it does certain things.
In movement.
Yeah. It's just, it's crazy.
The ball is not stop. They never play with the ball stop. Yeah. Sometimes, but mostly the ball is going like this. You are running, and then you have to kick the ball and go straight right there, like a cross, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you know, to Arturo's point, it's one, and, you know, you're talking about the accuracy required. It's one thing, you know, being from like a free kick position, being able to hit it from the same spot. And that's even hard enough as is, you know, like a lot of players will spend a lot of time getting really good at it. And, you know,
penalty kick is a good example.
Yeah, right.
Messi have lost a lot of penalty kick.
Yeah, I think.
And you are alone with the ball. Nobody's here. You have your time, 10 meters. I don't know how many.
Yeah, I think like 18 feet or something like that. Yeah, yeah.
So, no, it's not easy because mental.
Yeah.
When that happens, the mental start to play too.
The penalty kick's fascinating because isn't it a coin toss? The goalie is going to make a decision one way or the other, and if he gets it wrong,
nothing happened to him.
If he gets it wrong, the guy scores on him.
Yeah, but for the keeper is like
that's expected.
Exactly, he doesn't lose anything. He just can win something, you know.
The advantage, the advantage in how penalty kicks are done is typically thought that the attacker has the advantage, especially with how they're enforced now.
The guy kicking.
Yeah, the striker. Yeah. Has the advantage, especially more and more so. Referees have started to enforce the goalie cannot come off the goal line until the ball has been struck. Where previously, if you're kind of good as a goalie, you could get away with like jumping up, you know, ahead of the line, and you cut off a lot of the angle that they would previously have, right? And so
is there someone watching that line? And if his foot touches it or goes over it, then they would
have them redo.
Redo the kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I do think this is something that the MLS used to have, right?
MLS. The running kicks, penalties.
And I think that's more 50-50, you know? And I think
but what I'm trying to say is the keeper, when there is a penalty kick, the keeper, he doesn't have nothing to lose. Because if he scores, it's normal. If the keeper, the striker, so he plays like, I have one opportunity. I can do that. You know what I mean? It's low. It's a pressure. The pressure is on the striker.
The pressure's on. Okay, I was thinking the pressure's on the goalie.
Depending on the situation, right? Because sometimes the goalie can win a game in like a penalty kick shootout, like where the team that was like taking the shots, they like just miss one. The goalie saves it, or I guess. That's not the best example, but sometimes it'll come down to like the goalie just needs to make this next save and they won the game.
Yeah.
But it's typically, you know, the pressure to win. It's typically the pressure of like not losing is on like the striker and not the
exactly.
keeper.
The striker, he cannot lose the game, the kick. You know what I mean?
Right.
He has to
get it in the back of the net
and get the goal, and that is normal.
Yep.
Nothing happening. Well done, whatever, but it's It's your job.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the keeper could not save it. No, don't worry. You
Right.
have another opportunity. Be yourself. Get ready again.
Yeah.
And you will have another chance. You may catch one.
Oh, and another, part of the mental aspect of the penalty kicks that, Emilio Martinez,
Yeah.
probably the best penalty kick saver, at least of the last few international tournaments, right? This guy will just do as
He's
much
goalie
as he
you're
can.
talking about?
Yeah, the Argentinian goalie. Not like a traditionally great goalie, for a traditional run of play. A good goalie. Competent. Obviously, he's the number one pick for Argentina, right? You're not gonna suck, and be the. But as far as the top goalies in the world, he's never been considered that. But when it comes to penalty kick shootouts, he's just so good at getting in the heads of the strikers.
Really?
Of the
So
other team.
that he
and he'll
the
talk shit.
direction that he goes is often in line with and he blocks the shot.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, you're gonna go that way, and get him. Oh, well, am I gonna actually shoot it that way? But now he's thinking, and he does really well at playing the mind games in a way that
He knows how to put the pressure on the striker.
Yeah,
Sometimes he shoots not staying at the middle.
yeah.
Just a little bit here.
He stands over to one to
So
encourage him to go that way. Or whatever.
So it's just
Yeah.
So are they also talking to the shooter? You can't, he's trying to.
yeah, they do that.
Wow,
And
man.
actually, when that happened during the game, the kicker has the other players right behind him. You know what I mean? And everybody say, "Hey, you're gonna lose the
So
the
they're
penalty."
talking shit.
Yeah, of course.
Because in American baseball, when the batter gets up to bat, the catcher, one of the jobs of the American catcher is to start saying stuff to him to cause him to lose focus or whatever, so he won't hit well.
Yeah.
So that's part of it. And from little league all the way up, the catcher is.
That's one of the roles.
They're what's the right word for? There's a word for it. Someone that likes to fight.
Yeah.
Just being
That's
antagonistic.
Antagonistic. What?
Enforcer.
Well,
That's
that's not the
hockey.
word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. It was also just interesting to see how far the MLS has come along. Of course, Inter Miami having now the best player, arguably, that's ever played the game, on the team, and of course that was the case with Pele, but. And, the argument can be made Messi's, past his prime in the same way that Pele was. But, it's undeniable the effect that he's had on the team, being able to carry them to multiple trophies now and, being washed up and still putting out, some of the best individual, scoring. And I think already is the leader in assist in the MLS, and I think is closing in on the top scorer as well. And, an old washed up man, in a lot of people's
Special
eyes.
one.
Yeah.
Do you have video of?
Yes, I do have that, but beyond that, I just wanted to call out. Of course, the penalty kick shootout is no longer like this. So
That happened only here.
in the MLS,
In
yeah,
MLS.
I would love to see, and I've actually heard Europeans talk about they would like to see this brought to.
Yeah, I thought the
other leagues.
penalty kick was ball stationary. They don't dribble in, and they just go up and kick, right?
So
Yes.
the MLS, when it was first getting started in its first iteration, they were like, how can we make this more exciting, more appealing to an American sports audience? And so,
Actually, when the teams tie the game,
Yep.
they did that all the time. So instead you have one more point if you win this. You know what I mean? If you win the game, you have 3 points.
yep.
But if you tie and then you score here, you win here, you have 2.
Oh, wow. I didn't even realize that's how it worked. Yeah.
They fight for 1 more point.
Okay. So, yeah, because traditionally in soccer, it's 0 points for losing the game, 1 point for tying the game, and 3 points for winning the game.
And then that's in tournament play, or is that?
Or throughout the league, right? So in tournament play, it's typically if it's a single elimination, right, you're out.
If you lose the game, you're
But then some of the tournaments, it's like a home game and an away game, and then it's changed recently, but it used to be away goals would count as 2 goals as well. So if you score 2 goals at the opponent's home stadium, then going into your next game, let's say if it was 2-0 and you're the away team that won at the opponent's home stadium, then the home team would then actually have to, 2-1, let's say. If it was 2-1, the home team going to play away would really only have to score 1 goal, because then they would be up 3-1 on aggregate if they kept the other team from scoring. So
they changed about the points, because at the beginning you just get 2 points when you win, and 1 if you tied. So there were several teams that they played to tie.
just in the MLS, or are you
No,
talking
everywhere?
Okay, wow.
Everywhere, that was the way it started.
Okay.
So sometimes a lot of teams they play to not to win, just defense,
Not to
whatever. So
lose,
they
yeah.
try to make the difference. So I give you 3 now if you.
Win.
So the teams
Extra
try
incentive.
to win. You know what I mean? It's like they made that change. It's a good one.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, because also often, especially in league play, you're like, all right, let's just, play for the tie, right? Play not to lose. And,
It's so generous, that sport that start with a tie.
Yep.
You start the game, you have something.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, if it stays exactly as is, we're going to have a point. Yeah. So, yeah, this is, as the title implies, Arturo, Hero for a Day.
That's Arturo number 15?
Nope.
No, 22.
Was that him?
Yep, with the header.
He
Yep.
headed that in?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. So is this Chile or?
Yeah, this is Chile
Chile's
versus
team?
Peru.
Red
Yep,
one.
Yep.
Wow, there he is.
Yep.
Wow, look at that young man. So how old were you there?
32, something like that.
You were 32 years old
Oh,
there?
Yes,
actually, look at that.
I'm 54 now.
Wow, okay.
31 años.
31, yeah.
So,
Very cool.
yeah.
This
And
was my family at the stadium, everybody,
So
my
let
friends.
me ask you, what was and you look back over your career, what was one of the most competitive teams you ever played against?
Great
I
question.
played against Boca in his house, in their house. Boca Juniors is the biggest team of Argentina.
yeah.
It's Argentina, okay.
Yeah.
Flamengo is the biggest team in
Brazil.
In Brazil, I played and I scored in their fields also.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bet their fans were crazy too.
Yeah,
oh man,
yeah.
the fans
That's
are
very fun.
the
Yes.
fans are nuts.
Yeah,
They're-
yeah, they are.
Yeah. Now, going back, when did you first realize or have the understanding I could actually go pro with this? I mean, I
Oh.
assume you probably started at 3-4 years old playing soccer, or maybe you
Actually,
didn't.
I didn't play much soccer. I studied a career first. I am engineer in forestry.
oh wow.
So in South America, those 2 things you cannot do it. Or you are a soccer player, or you study. So I study, and when I finished my career, I started to play soccer, in 3rd division first. Then I play at college too. But when I was young, I played tennis, volley, mostly. And at the college, I started to play my first year, the 3rd year at the college, we win the national competition in Chile for first time.
Wow.
My university. So that was a very nice experience, very nice. And then I just stay with soccer, because I play tennis mostly all the time, always alone, travel alone. I didn't have that amazing relationship with your teammates. It's very beautiful, and especially when you win. It's
Oh yeah.
you're all together.
partying and having fun. Your buddies and
Oof,
yeah.
beautiful.
Nothing better than that kind
Yeah.
of camaraderie, right? So you're a competitive person.
Yes.
Growing up as a child, do you have siblings, brothers, sisters?
Yes, my brother. We were competing all the time.
Older, younger?
Younger, 2 years younger.
And no siblings older than you?
Yes, my two sisters, a little 5 years. I have two, but with them,
4 children total?
Yes, 4. 2 women and 2.
Cuatro.
I'm the third. Cuatro. Perfect.
I just remember a little bit of Spanish.
Yes, good.
I wish I could speak Spanish, but I started studying a lot, not to change the subject, but I was interested in Spanish, but I should have, but I just didn't. It would be so appropriate because there's so many people speak Spanish here.
Oh, I've been having a great time with Arturo and helping me improve my Spanish.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
We've been having a great
It's
time.
it's a hard language. I think English is pretty easy. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm speaking English, but it's more easy to do the first step. You don't have to know a lot of words. You know what I mean? It's like blah blah. In Spanish, to explain something, no. It's more easy. You're just straight to the point. Your language, I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're talking about even just like the difference of not having like contractions or like apostrophes, like for owning something in Spanish. It's of something. You can't say like my parents' house. It's la casa de mis padres, right?
Of course,
Yeah.
de mi. What is that? You know what I mean?
So how would it translate then?
The house of my parents.
The house of my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of my parents' house.
My
Right.
parents, we cannot say my parents' house
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean?
The house of my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the verbs, it change a lot. The verbs, it change if it depends if past or future. We don't have the will or the did. So I can just learn one verb and the same. I will play. I did play, and I'm going around all just with one verb. You cannot do that in Spanish.
So going back, so you were competitive as a child.
Yeah, all the time.
So,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Of
That
course,
was.
I would
I think that was the more important thing that I had as a player, because that mentally. It push you all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Another game, you have to win again and again every weekend.
And you were athletic as a child. You were
Yes.
You were playing a lot and doing physical stuff.
I was.
Yeah.
Actually, in other sports, but with any sport with balls, I was pretty good at it.
Yeah.
And now, did you ever think that, hey, I'm gonna go try to be pro in tennis? Like,
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
That probably was first on your mind, wasn't
Yes.
it? You wanted to be
It was, but my parents say study first.
right.
For lucky. I was lucky for that.
And you're probably a very good tennis player today, right?
Yes,
You
I was
played-
a very good. And actually, I played. I am from the south of Chile, not from capital. So south.
Santiago, the capital.
Santiago is the capital. I am from Valdivia, very south, a little town, and you don't have the same condition than the people in capital. You know what I mean? It's like you are by yourself down there. You know, that is the way it is. But I did very well. I played a lot, and when I get the college, my first year, I had the beca. How do you say that when the university pay for you?
Oh, scholarship.
A scholarship.
Yeah. Backer is what you're saying. They backed you, but yeah.
For tennis.
Okay.
Oh,
My
okay.
first-
So you went to school on tennis scholarship equivalent.
Yes, a scholarship. I get into the like regularly, but then I pay half because of the tennis. And then the second year, the same, but playing volley for the university. And the third one,
Wait,
I start to play soccer.
Wait, what was the second one? Like volleyball?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Volleyball. And
Okay.
it helped me a lot because I was good heading the ball with header, jumping and making all my goals like this.
Yep. The header.
Header, yeah, because I wasn't very good with my foot. That is true.
So what position did you play?
Striker. Number 9.
That's like the point guard on basketball, isn't
Yeah.
it? That's the guy that's up out front
Put the ball in the
carrying
back
the
of
ball
your
down.
net,
In front,
in the
exactly.
back of the net. That is.
You don't touch much the ball.
Atlanta United. What was his name?
Josef Martinez.
Martinez was
Yeah.
our.
Yeah.
He's gone, isn't he? Or is he back?
Yeah.
Is he still playing?
He might be back. I know he's come back, but I don't know if he's also moved on again.
Do
since
you
he's
hang
been
out
back.
with any of the Atlanta players?
No.
He's in Chile.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I thought you were living here.
No.
You just visiting?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and again, Arturo used to live here back when I was a wee little lad.
You're a
Well,
little itty bitty,
yeah,
Jacob.
Yeah, little.
I started my coach career here.
Oh, okay.
I finished Islanders, Puerto Rico Islanders, and I came here to Atlanta, and I did the coaches courses here. I started at Fusion, at Georgia State. Also, I was an assistant as a coach.
Yeah.
I mean, and then I get back to Chile to be a pro coach. I was focused in that. So I went to Católica, which is my team, Universidad Católica, with the younger people, the youth. Yeah, and then was assistant. I was in Bolivia, and I was in Argentina also, coaching. And then I started in Chile my career as a pro. I started with Cobresal team. I spent like 5 years being a coach, and it wasn't like to me it was very good actually, but the pro level is you have to win all the time.
Yeah.
It's just there is no
There's no second place.
No.
Yeah, it's so
There's no-
competitive.
Yeah.
I found most of the athletes that I knew, and I was athletic, but I got kind of tired of it and got interested in music and artistic stuff and whatnot. And that was literally when but the people that are really good in sport, I mean, they're always competing.
Yeah.
I mean, when it's baseball season, you're on the team. When it's football season, you're on the team. And it sounds like you did the same thing. You were playing tennis, or you were doing volleyball, and you started playing soccer. And did you ever run track, or do you have that cross country running?
No,
and long distance
not at all.
running? Do they have that? And is that a sport?
Yes, of
Okay.
course.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Yes, we have the pre-season, a pro level. You run a lot.
Yeah.
Oof, very hard. Like 3 times per day, you have practices, running in the morning, weight in the middle of the morning, and in the afternoon, the practice on the field with the ball. That like 10 days. That's the pre-season. Is very hard to make you strong for all
the rest of the season.
for the rest of the season. Exactly.
Now, like with track and other sports, I mean, by far and away, like soccer is like the most popular sport, right? And so, looking at it compared to America, I mean, there's just a much bigger population, so a bigger pool to pull from. But then there's so many different athletic endeavors that have viable career opportunities outside of soccer, in this country, and much more so in other sports than soccer, specifically in this country. But one of the problems that I've seen, and kind of goes hand in hand with what I was talking about with the World Cup, being such like seemingly a money grab, and it makes sense, right? Especially, being held here. If tickets were priced as they had been previously, no one would really be able to get tickets. They would all be gone immediately, right? So, I mean, it is supply and demand to some degree, but it also kind of feels like it's just what has plagued youth soccer in this country, kind of pay to play, right? And you don't really get that in other countries where we have all of our urban cities have basketball courts, for the
Anybody.
low income, to people to take advantage of. You have pick up soccer fields or courts, to do even like indoor futsal type of, soccer, and
Everybody plays
right.
soccer all the time.
right.
All the time.
It's a language, as much as it is a sport. Yeah.
And that's why you have such superior soccer players.
Yep.
Is
Exactly.
because it's open to everybody, and here it sounds like what you're saying.
behind
It's
the
a
paywall.
club.
Yeah.
It's you got to be a member of the club and whatever, and
Yeah,
you're
you're-
limiting.
You're never, and there's probably exceptions, but you're in the United States. If you play at like the recreational level, you're never going to get scouted by the people that are going to like, hey, let's bring them into like the United States soccer camp or an MLS. And now with the MLS, it's gotten a lot better. where all these MLS teams are starting their own youth academies, like the pro-European or
They
South
did now?
American clubs. Yeah, and so now I think they're actually even finally moving towards a relegation system as well. That's still, up in the air, but at the very least they have the MLS Next Pro League, and so that gives a lot of the youth, that feed into these clubs an opportunity to get, real professional game time while not, sacrificing the game time of, the senior players.
Yeah.
Let me ask this, and I think I know the answer. Would you say that the American soccer picture in the last 20, 30 years, I would think it's definitely grown and improved than it was 20, 30 years ago? More kids playing, more acceptance of, would you agree? Or
Completely.
Yeah.
Actually, in women's soccer, you are like a
what's that?
one of
Be careful.
you're one of the best team on the world. You can beat anyone. You can play against any team.
Except U15 boys, which is like actually true. Like the United States women's national team, best women's team to ever exist, got destroyed by the U15 boys.
American?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And so it's like,
Yes, but it's normal that all the women's team, they play against U15. Like when they want to play a competitive game, they play against the U15.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, I think until we see really more like urban soccer courts, and fields coming about, because like we were at Fowler Park earlier this morning, and those fields are like wide open. No one's using them, but like
actually we play even without goals.
Yep.
You put your
Shirts,
bag over there. Okay, let's play, and
Yeah.
people coming in. Okay, let's get the field bigger,
Yep.
and keep going on. I'm keeper. Okay, I'm change. Without referee, without lines, just playing the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's what we'll be doing Saturday. I think we'll, as it stands right now, at least a half dozen people that have responded. And
you're putting a game together?
Yeah. Well, so part of Arturo coming up, and I'd like to do a lot of STEM outreach, like with our drone work, and the World Cup's coming up. Again, wanting to be a part of promoting soccer here in America. And I guess I'm going to come back while I'm thinking about it. You said, has it, continued to progress? By and large, it has. But we did feel like, I think, a dip as far as involvement. And it really came with my generation of the generation just before U.S. soccer was maybe not technically speaking the greatest, but as far as the grit, determination, the team, like the sense of we're gonna go fucking take it to these communist assholes and show them
kick their ass.
Yeah. And they beat Spain, who was undefeated at the time, for like 30. Like they had the longest unbeaten streak in international soccer at the time, and they were in an actual tournament in the semifinals playing the United States back in 2009, and the U.S. beat them.
Wow.
And then they were actually the next game 2-0 ahead of Brazil in the final at halftime, and then of course they choked and lost to Brazil 3-2. But that was like. That, to me, at least in my lifetime, was the height of the United States men's national team.
And what year again was this?
2009. And then I think they had a really great showing in the 2010 World Cup as well.
You had several very good players in
Clint
that
Dempsey,
team.
Landon Donovan, the two best American players to have ever played, just happened to be,
Really?
at the same time.
Where are they from? Do you remember?
So not Dempsey, I think, played growing up a lot in Texas, and that's one of the great American soccer success stories, where just the sacrifices that his parents were willing to make to get him, like, I think, like 2-3 hours to soccer practice. So that was like the only like legitimate soccer club that fed into, like the U.S. soccer program, and they were just willing to make that sacrifice, to hopefully one day allow him to realize the dream of being a pro soccer player, and then, not only do that, but I would say he's actually the best U.S. Soccer player that's ever lived. And you could argue Landon Donovan being the other guy, maybe had like technically the best. he was known for not always being the best team player, but again, individually being, really, really great, but also didn't have the same like doggedness and determination that this guy Clint Dempsey had.
Who's the bald guy that his dad was on the Olympic committee, and whenever they kicked the ball to him, the whole audience, all the
Michael
crowd, they all booed. As soon as he took control, they boo.
Well,
I'm like, man, that's got to be getting in his head.
You can feel that on the field. Ooh, yeah.
And looking back at it again, like he was definitely a fall guy for that period of the United States men's national team because his dad was also the coach. But if you look at it, he was really the exception for the generation that I was talking about. So basically, starting with this guy Michael Bradley, who's, let's say he's 38 right now, to about my age and slightly younger, that was a big gap of talent that we had. And like Christian Pulisic, who's called like the American Messi or like the LeBron James of soccer, which, not any like, although I think this year he is the highest scoring and leads the Italian league, which is one of the top 5 leagues in the world for goals and assists. As an American. And so, and I think there is a lot of that still. It's gotten better, but there's just a kind of chip on your shoulder as an American playing in these foreign leagues where you don't have to even just be as good as the others. You have to be like notably better than the others to get a spot on the team.
I bet, yeah. Who's this kid? He's 19. He's the darling soccer player in the world right now.
Lamine Yamal.
That's him.
Yes.
Where's he from?
Spain.
He's from Spain.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
Does he play on their team, or is he playing?
Yeah,
who's he playing? He's playing with Spain?
Barcelona
Spain
and
Barcelona.
Spain.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Barcelona is like his club professional team, like LeBron playing for the Lakers, but then, the United States for the Olympics.
He's 19 years old
Yeah.
and at the top of the...
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
it's because he got blessed by Messi when he was a baby. There's actually like
I've seen the
okay.
picture.
Yeah.
How weird is that, man? Lionel Messi sitting there, and he's like this
Holding,
big.
Yeah, holding.
He's
the
holding.
baby,
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the money that is made as a professional, you were a professional player. I mean, is it a great life, or is it?
It's good. It's different if you play only in Chile. It's different if you play in Mexico. It's so different if you play in Europe. So it's completely different. I have to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the difference between, like pro basketball in the United States versus go and play pro basketball in like
in Germany or
or
wherever.
Kenya or
Yeah. Nobody will play like what they win here.
Yeah.
Or even in Spain, like Barcelona has a pro basketball team, and they're good for Europeans.
Well, I would imagine the guys on the
on
the Barcelona team and the Spanish national team, they're in a different. I mean, that's such a.
But they are exception. For example, in Chile, all the people think that the soccer players, they win a lot of money, but it's not. It's not like that because only 5% they have huge contract, but 95%.
Right. Yeah.
Regularly.
Yeah.
So what is it true?
In this country, a lot of kids, I would say, especially a lot of black kids aspire, they love the basketball, and, so many of the players are African-American players. And I remember a teacher in one of the schools was telling the young kids, you realize how hard it is. Your goal, your dream is to be a professional NBA basketball player. You realize how hard it is to make. There's 5 guys. That's it that are working. You play offense and defense. Of course they rotate in and out. But the teacher just tried to put forth a statistic to show how hard it is to reach that level. And it made some people mad because they're like, well, you're squelching dreams here when you say that. And the teacher was like, well, I'm not trying to squelch your dreams. I'm just trying to inject reality. It's like with music, a person that's my age that decides they want to learn cello. And they need to be careful about the dream, because if their dream is to play at Carnegie Hall or something, how realistic is that?
Yeah.
When you're competing against people that have been playing since 4 or 5 years old, whose parents are educators that play all the time, So you have to be. I think. What do you think of that? About realism, being realistic about it?
I'm agree. Let me tell you why. At youth in Chile, a lot of people play youth. Like the pro teams, they have youth. No a club, just the pro team. You know,
So-
U15, U16, U17, the best team, that team, and all the teams have that, and they play together like the same do
Like
professional.
Yeah, like Barcelona will play Real Madrid, like that's the biggest rivalry. They will have not just secondary teams, like still a pro team, but they'll also have youth teams underneath, like the secondary teams,
all the
way
age,
down.
all the way down. And so there are a lot of people playing soccer, young people,
Right.
but no one of them is going to get that. You know what I mean? So as a coach, as a youth coach, you have to know that because, hey, how's your grade? You know what I mean? I don't care if you're good here or whatever. First of all, how's your grade? Are you good at grade at school? Okay. Are you being a good son? You know what I mean? There are a lot of values.
Yep.
That it's not about only score the goal because there are a lot of people that here are good players that they're not going to play anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that was something, there's this famous, relatively speaking, men's national team player that had a YouTube channel, and I think still has a YouTube channel, but I used to follow it quite regularly. His name is Jimmy Conrad, and he had a great story about becoming a pro soccer player where he didn't even make like his high school soccer team. I think like the first year or two, kind of like Michael Jordan, right? Now, did not go on to become the Michael Jordan of soccer, but he did, win caps with the United States men's national team. I think he might have even scored a goal or two as well. But he was just the one that was willing to put in the work and show up, and like never the technically talented one. And like people thought like, yeah, you're going to go play pro soccer when you're not even close to the best on your high school
And let
team.
me just say too, based on what I just said, I hate the idea of thinking anything is impossible because everything's possible. Are you, is a person willing to pay the price?
Exactly.
Nothing's free. There's a cost for everything. So that's
Are you willing to sacrifice the now for what could be?
yeah. I mean, if you're willing to do the work and are willing to make the commitment, and it might, if you really be honest with yourself, you might find that the commitment and what you would have to give up to get this dream or goal, whatever it is, it might,
odds.
as time goes by, you might say this is too heavy of a price.
Yep.
You have to say goodbye to all your friends because you're always in the practice room or you're always working. You're trying to get better. Yeah, just
Game on the weekend. I never went to any friends married. You know what I mean? I didn't have any party.
you were working, you were practicing.
Move there. You played in that city. Now you play in that city. Now move there. Now over there. Oh. So it's like it's not easy. It's not easy at all. It's not easy at all being a.
Is it
pro.
easy to be married or to have a family if you're a professional player at your
Yes,
level,
yes.
Coach.
or a coach? Because it's family life. Are you around family enough?
As a coach, is a hard thing because coaches they are going in and going out very quick. The player also, he stay the season all the time, but the coach not. Like for example, in Chile there are 32 teams in both division, and 1 year 28 they got fired, and just 3 they make all the season. The first one and the second one. It's pretty easy. The other one, so you cannot move with all your family. Let's go to that city, move the school, blah, blah, and then 3 months you're out. Oh, go back. So all the coaches they are separated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly all of them.
Yeah.
All of this.
It's too demanding.
Yes,
Yeah.
too demanding.
Okay. That makes sense. I could see that.
Yeah, I forgot where I was going to go with you bring up just like the demanding nature of it all, like willing to make the sacrifice. But I think Jimmy Conrad was, a great example of that, willing to make the sacrifice, even maybe not with the, technical skill sets, to really, ever be the best, but just sticking with it, longer than what most people would.
I will be careful with technical stuff. It's like I like to see in that way. At the school, the grades, it's like the technique at soccer. You may have good grades, perfect, but doesn't guarantee
right.
anything in your life in the future. Actually,
right.
now I have a very bad school grades, friends, but in the life, they will get on pretty good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they have another tools,
Yep.
like life tools,
Yep.
like smart, like emotionally,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Hard work,
Exactly,
work ethic.
exactly.
That's funny because I've just been around. I went to my 40th high school reunion. I'm older than you. I'm not going to say by how much, but I'm older than you. I'm the oldest one here.
Okay.
And I go back to this high school reunion and I see all the students and I remember this person over here was really a smart guy or a girl. I'll just say that, a smart person.
A smart tranny.
And life was easier for they didn't have to study, they didn't have to work. And then you look at their life and see what they've done. And it's amazing. Some of them, like me, average students who had to work hard in a different place than people that didn't have to work hard and they didn't seem to do anything or do much. So there's a lot of components here.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and
Technique is just one of
You're
them.
saying that with sport as well. It's the same sort of thing. So if you find the guy or the person that is gifted and they have a work ethic and they're driven, then I guess you get a Messi or you get a Christian. You get these guys there.
Exactly.
And it's when it's real easy, it's hard to be focused and work hard. It's harder, I think, in a lot of ways because it comes so easy for you. You know, the fundamentals or whatever. I've seen musicians who were great in high school go to a music school, a conservatory or a high-performing music school. Now they got kids from all over the world coming in who are also at the same level. A year later, they've dropped out and they're back here. Why? They got their asses handed to them. They were the king at the school where I grew up. And then they went into another school, and the playing field changed. I imagine you see that big time in sport like that. You see these players coming in.
People think, for example, at the school, they say, hey, I have my friends, my son, he's very good at school, he's one of the best, and you put him in that level, and he's nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
He may be very good at that level, but you put, I said, like you speedy the play, because the best soccer is you play faster.
Yep.
That is the key.
Make every decision so much quicker.
Everything is faster, fast. So those good here, you put it here, and just like they don't touch the ball. They don't understand anything.
Wow.
That's one of my favorite kind of anecdotes about Messi when he was starting off his career. He was playing in La Masia, which is Barcelona's like youth training camp grounds, and people like retrospectively, like thinking back, playing with Messi, part of like the youth program, like never thought that he would be the best player in the world, let alone like a standout player.
He didn't shine from day one.
Well, no, because he kind of did, but it was always just excelling at the basics really well. Like he was never like the flashiest player, right? So if you just do the basics really well, it's like, oh, okay,
you're
like
a basic guy.
Yeah,
It
but
turned
then
out that
that's what you need.
Fundamentals.
Yeah,
How important are fundamentals? Build the good book. The Christian Bible says, build your house on the rock, baby, not the sand.
Yeah.
Strong foundation, and isn't that true in life? Strong foundation on everything. If you build it from the ground up, then you get to expand and do more, and it gets more flamboyant or whatever. But having the foundation, big time in music, huge, important. And so many people try to take a shortcut and try to learn something so they want to enjoy playing at a level. And if they don't understand core basics and theory and that kind of stuff, it'll affect you later.
Well, you're talking about also just like the natural talent. I think one of the best cases I've seen, let's call it in the last decade, maybe a little bit earlier than that. There's this relatively famous English soccer player that started like basically just out of nowhere, named Dele Ali. I might be butchering his name, but he was really good at like street soccer in the UK, and didn't start playing until like he was in his like maybe not teen years, but maybe like 11, 12, and like kind of not seriously up until he was like 16, 17, but continued playing street. And then I think he was like 20 or 21, and then got picked up professionally, just with how he was revered for playing street soccer. And then did really well for like 2-3 years. And then he didn't have like the pro athlete sort of mentality. Like, he is so talented and gifted, but then once everyone, like all the other teams, kind of figure out how he plays, and he's not evolving his game because he just came in and was like very technical, like very skilled, like not just dribbling the ball, passing the ball, shooting the ball, but basically once you're found out, if that's all you do, you're not evolving, you're not competing with yourself to be better, right?
Yeah.
You'll burn out, even though you might have a higher high than some players that achieve more throughout longevity, right? But I guess so. When you were in college playing, what was the next step? Like, when did you get a call up, I guess, for the Chilean national team?
When I finished college, I play in a champion with my university. There were people from a pro-tep team, and he said, "Hey, come and have a practice with us." So I finished the college and I went to there. But they sent me to the third division. It was very hard time. You know what I mean? But I keep pushing. I played third division, then I played Division 2 years, and then I got the first division. The important thing also is, like, you are not the same player all the time.
Yep.
You are develop yourself every year. If you put all your effort, if you go with everything, 10 years from now, you become a very good player. If you do that in those terms, you know what I mean? If your commitment and if you... So that happened to me.
Have you ever heard of Diego Maradona? He was like the Messi before Messi from Argentina. He was the last one to bring home a World Cup for Argentina. He's argued as still today like one of the top 3 players, maybe top 4 players of all time. Pele. Messi, Maradona, and then people, I think, mistakenly throw Cristiano Ronaldo in there. But I think he's the greatest athlete the sport has ever seen, but not the greatest soccer player. Yeah. And he's a great soccer player, but not the greatest soccer player.
Yeah. I agree, but at the same time, it's like the thing we said before. Of course, he's not the best player as a technique thing or whatever,
Right.
But he has another quality.
Right, the grit, determination.
Another quality, and they are so good also.
Yep.
He has 41, 42, and still wants to score.
Yep.
He still wants to run. How many miles are you going to run? Stop a little bit. No, he goes.
Training harder, like in the gym.
It's like if you are in the school, if you are a professor at the school and you have a mathematics professor and you have a bad student here, but he's with this thing doing stuff. I cannot say you are bad at math. You are good at it. You know what I mean? I can switch the way that I see him, because he has something good. Maybe he won't be a mathematic whatever, but he will build drones. So it depends. So it depends the view. You know what I mean? Where are you watching? The player.
If you look at Cristiano Ronaldo from a perspective of being a playmaker, he's not going to stand out as much, But if you look at him as, being an in and out goal scorer, I mean, no one better, right?
Actually, he has the score like a header.
Yep.
With your
both feet,
with your lefty foot, with your right. I mean, how is the other one?
Yeah, left foot, right foot. Yeah.
Yes, but with the left one, with the opposite. We say weak.
Weak foot. Yeah.
Weak foot.
Yeah.
He is the biggest scorer with your weak foot. He with the header too. He has a lot of.
Yep.
Of course, Messi is very nice to watch Messi play. You know what I mean?
But an overwhelming majority of his goals are with his left foot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is that his dominant foot?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And is he left-handed?
I would imagine so, but yeah.
So
But
can I ask this question? So on the team, how important is it that the teammates meld? So you could have one guy, let's say that's like a Messi or a brilliant player, but if that guy doesn't, if he doesn't gel with the team and is standoffish or whatever, you don't have that camaraderie. I would think that would be possibly a downer for him.
yeah.
Completely
You
agree.
have to fit in.
Yeah.
You have to.
Actually, you as a coach had that problem sometimes.
Yep.
He's very good, but he doesn't get along with nobody. So what should I do? Because nobody wants him a little bit, so it's kind of
Yep.
a problem.
Yeah.
At the same time, when that happened, wow, it's another team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it goes in both ways.
I know in music that is so important. That
Yeah.
the players in an ensemble,
Yeah.
if they like one another,
Oh.
for whatever reasons, maybe not even musical reasons,
Yeah.
but that's so important. If somebody doesn't gel well, it affects everything. It
Yeah,
really
it's
does.
like if we were talking about music, we are playing, and I get the guitar, blah, 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 and I all the time, you will say, hey.
You'll have time to
even if
solo.
You are good.
Yeah.
It sounds good, but come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's play together.
Yes.
You know?
We say that serve the music.
Serve the music.
What your contribution should be
Yeah.
for the betterment of
Exactly.
the sound, not so that you can show everybody what you've been working on or whatever, right? So-
Right. No-
With Messi, also, the good thing that happened here in Miami, almost in all the team, they forgive everything to him. You know, they know that he will win the game, so it's like a king.
Yeah. This is Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't he play for Miami?
Yep.
yeah. So he's
And just
so
won the-
he doesn't run much backing defend. No, stay there, and he stay like this. You know what I mean? Everybody's running, and he's not. But nobody's complaining about it. Because he will get the ball and he will win the game, and all of them will be.
Yeah. They know it.
Yeah.
They know
you-
it.
They know
Exactly.
the role he plays.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he knows too.
Yeah. He knows too.
Yeah.
Now, I guess speaking of music, that's something that we've talked about as well. Is that something that you also grew up with, like kind of
Yeah.
concurrently, or did you get
Yeah.
into that later?
My
in
mom,
life,
my
or-
mom teach me guitar
Yeah.
Okay.
with songs, so I play with her. And then I had bands, a rock band.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had the
Do you
guitar.
play classical guitar? Do you play
Yeah,
the
also, but not like. But
the flamenco?
no, I can play guitar mostly regular, but no like.
No
I don't know,
virtuoso.
Not classical. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no much like that. More than.
Yeah.
And all I listen music all my life. You know what I mean? Music for me is such a huge thing. It gives me.
Who are some of your big musical influences?
I
Guitar
love
players,
King
especially.
Crimson. Do
Oh
you know?
wow, yeah, King Crimson.
That was my favorite band at
Wow.
college. King
Okay.
Crimson. Wow.
That's Robert Fripp.
Robert Fripp, exactly.
guitar player, Robert Fripp.
Fripp, the guitar and the founder. Yes, he has a lot of different moments, that band, because it's from the '70s, but until now, but with different formation, so different style, but always Robert Fripp was in
Yeah.
there, and a very special musician, very progressive, the music
Yeah,
that
yeah.
they did. Yeah, mostly. And then a lot of Spanish rock, Spanish rock from Argentina, from Chile. I listen a lot of music. It's wow, so important.
Yeah.
It's so important. Like sport, I always say to my son, to my children, okay, good grades, one sport, one instrument,
Yeah.
That's
and
beautiful.
we are done, man.
That's
We are done.
If you play an instrument, I think it helps kids with development.
Oof.
You know,
Oof.
overcoming.
Yeah.
You have to work at it, and
Yeah.
it's something that you don't. The downside, I guess, is that you don't have immediate like when you cut the grass or do something like that, you can look right back and see what you've done, and it makes you feel good. Look at what I've done. With music, it's much slower, and that's one thing that people, especially in today's culture in this country, they want to see instant results.
I want to just grab the guitar and play, just singing.
Yeah.
Or better yet, write lyrics and then have AI create the music.
He's already written a hit. He did it all through technology.
Well, hasn't been published to be a hit yet, but working on it. I have like a half dozen that I've started to put together, have titles.
You know what? You never know, though. You never know how things are, that's something totally different in a lot of ways, because now you're talking about,
distribution.
Yes,
but yeah, to me, it's like, hey, I'll just get it out and be happy that I know this
content.
is, content. And I do, like we've talked about, and I think I mentioned to you, like having music that we can use for our customers to select from. If we produce like a real estate video for their listing or a video for their event or whatever, right now we buy royalty-free music from a website. And, it would be a lot better if we can actually start making music with lyrics and then give them, better options.
Get it copyrighted so nobody else can use it.
So actually, that's one of the interesting parts about AI music. Music copyright and, IP law is already, complicated as is without AI coming into the fold. But there's, I guess, either prior cases or actual legislation that states copyright needs to have, I think, significant human input. So AI music cannot be copyrighted. Now, you can make money from AI music, but unless, and it's again from lawyer to lawyer, you would probably have to defend it in court. What's significant input, right? Because you can create music using a computer program, like a MIDI program. So I want to use a guitar sound here, I want to use a drum sound here, and I can maybe even choose between the different drum sounds or guitar sounds available. How is that all that different than using an AI sort of program? Yes, is the AI program, one step easier than that? But the musician's argument is, well, you're not having to learn an instrument, you're not having to learn guitar, well, you're not having to learn guitar for the MIDI program either. So I hope and think that we'll see that, even you doing prompts and you telling like the style of music that you want, you'll be able to copyright it. But otherwise, right now, if you want to copyright the music and not just the lyrics, of course, if you wrote those, you can copyright those. But the music itself, you have to, to be on the safe side, use your own vocals or import a guitar track or maybe even do some editing to the output that it gave you from the prompts. But right now it's
if you play the same thing, with the guitar, the AA thing.
Yes.
You just play the same, but you play with the guitar,
and then you can copyright it. Yep. So there's that as a possibility. But I think I think we'll start to see more lax laws, I think, or more acceptance of creating AI. Because what are you are you going to demand the raw source files of every song that gets published to see what was involved in actually creating it? Because you could lie, right? Not that I would suggest hey, I created this song, I didn't use AI in creating it, and how is someone actually gonna know? Right? But no, that's actually already been a case. The one of the, if not the number one song on Spotify here recently, one of the top 10 songs on Spotify, it wasn't until after the fact that it hit that position came out that was an AI created song. So, we're already starting to see the impact of it. It's just it's legally speaking, how is it going to shake out so people can own the music as well as make money from it. But to me, again, mostly just appeasing my own creative
curiosity.
Flexing my creative muscle, for lack of a better way to put it. But so you got into guitar. Your mom taught you guitar, and were your parents like more traditional like musicians, or they just kind of did it on the side? Like, did they ever do like music professionally or semi-professionally?
No,
or
no. But at home always they wear a guitar on the living room. Anybody.
Your parents play?
Yeah, a little bit. No
Guitar?
much, but a little bit. Yeah, both of them. But
Okay.
no much. They like to sing
Yeah.
Okay.
more. So they.
Other siblings play anything?
Yeah,
brothers,
all of us
all y'all play?
play
That's great.
guitar. I think I am the best because I keep going. I
Yep.
keep playing all the time. They just a little bit, but enough to have
A jam session.
a jam
yeah,
session.
play
You
a
know what I
tune.
mean? In family session and sing the old song that we all know.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having a jam night tomorrow. And as I told Arturo, sometimes it's very minimal music and a lot of shit talking and having fun. But
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's all about
Yeah.
it's about this.
Exactly.
It's
It's a soccer game.
yeah.
Anything can happen.
yeah.
But yeah, I guess what else do you think was like kind of fundamental for you? Do you have like any sort of like standout moments from your childhood that like looking back, or was like a teacher that like said something to you that like really kind of in the way that I was talking
Yes.
about?
I
Yeah.
had at college, my soccer college professor. I went to his office one time. I said, and I saw. I didn't did that. I never did that with in no. I don't know.
Yeah, why would I want to go talk to a professor when I'm not like forced to? Yeah.
Exactly. So I went to his office. I tell, hey, what do you think about me being pro level, blah blah blah. And he goes, yeah, you can do it, man. I'm gonna help you, blah blah blah. We can do something. And he called to the people that they. After that, they brought me after we were champion. And so I remember that conversation, the office, the moment when I live there like with desire, I can do it.
Yeah.
I can do it. But always I was confident in me. So that was a little big push.
Right.
That was a little bit push that it may happen. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, Valdivia, from where I am, we are, I don't know, 5 players. We have 5 pro players in our history. It's no regular thing that.
Right.
And I wasn't a soccer player either, so it will be more difficult. So because I studied, there is no player that they study first and they play pro level. So I did that, and it was a good election. Study first and became a man first. If you if you improve as a person, you will improve as a musician or as a player. So I think it was a good experience. Sometimes I said, hey, would you like to do not study and just playing soccer? Maybe you will become a bigger. And I think, no, I'm pretty happy with my life till now.
And
I'm thankful. I mean, life gave me whatever, my family, all the things that I live we are tied easy with life. You know what I mean? I'm not asking for nothing.
And now, you have a couple of sons, one in college, one about at the college level, and both of them play soccer, right? And at least to some degree looking at the pro route, but as you talked about for yourself, prioritizing education first and, kind of instilling those same values in them. Can you talk about that and, what I mean?
Soccer is like, to me, soccer is so beautiful. For you, like music. You cannot say, no, music, you're never going to talk like that about music, Hey, music, wow, whatever. No. The opposite. No, soccer is lovely. It's like a school of life. You learn a lot of things playing soccer, a lot of things. They don't drink the night before on Wednesday no, they go to the bed early. They go to the game. They keep going on during the game. They make the game take the best from them. they want to win. They have to win. I mean, what I'm trying to say is they mentally they have to be tough to keep going on. And so he may or they may not be a pro level. I don't know. But as you get better person, as you get values in life, that will help you to become a better player, a much better player. It will help you in all of the aspects of your life. You know what I mean? Not only in soccer. You will be best father, best husband, whatever, and also best player. But you need education for that. You cannot just play soccer, and no, I think
be a well-rounded, like,
yes, because all they are young, so the music, the sports, the life, it changes you. So you have to live with that, make that path, walk that path, because it will give you a lot of things that you will use in the future.
I agree with that philosophy a lot more than, and it's not always black and white, It's like people say, oh, you need a plan B, or other times, hey, you need just plan A, and if you have a plan B, plan A is never going to work. But I don't think it's really like that, where there's another approach where how you do one thing is how you do everything, right? And so if you take education, with a sense of seriousness, of passion, care, chances are you can take that same sort of passion, care, dedication over to soccer, and that over to being a father. And, people are like, oh, well, if you're wanting to be the best soccer player ever, that's all you can do. And it's like, no, to your point, you need to be great at all these aspects in life. And then if you can be great at, one aspect of life, you can translate that over to others.
To me, life is like a game.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you get disorganized is a word.
Yeah, disorganized. Yeah.
In whatever aspect, you will a player disorganized.
Yep.
And maybe your life will be disorganized. You know what I mean? It's like if you start to order your room, clean your everything, then then the life it's coming order. You know what I mean? It's like a magic thing.
Right.
For example, if I'm good with my girlfriend,
yep,
I will be good at the college. I will be good with my parents because it helped me in my life, not only in my relationship.
Right. Yeah, that's actually Jeff Bezos. I've actually heard say something similar, where in business, people often get asked, like, how do you look at work-life balance? Right. Same thing, like you're talking about being a coach, right? It's like sometimes it doesn't really exist, for a specific role, but you also have to look at it. Well, if I am, a better, person at home, that's going to allow me to like be fully present. If I'm present at home, I'm going to be able to be fully present at work. And like, if I'm not fully present at work, that means, I'm going to bring some of home with me. And then, I'm not going to be fully present at home because, I didn't get all the work done because, I brought some of home with me. So yeah, it's to your point, as much as you can learn for soccer, from soccer, it goes both ways. You can learn from soccer, apply it to other aspects of life, and then you can learn from other aspects of life and apply it to soccer as well.
Exactly.
Well, I do want to show off a very, very gracious gift I received from Arturo, and I thought it would be great to, one, show it off a little bit, and then two, get you to sign it. So,
oh wow, of course, jersey, cool, very cool. Oh wow, 18.
Yeah,
that was your number, your main number. Or you have that number your whole career?
No, actually it was 19, but that is national team, so they.
Wow.
Game worn.
Wow.
I play against.
You actually wore this?
Yeah,
yes, I wore it against Ecuador.
Yeah.
Against Ecuador, I used that.
Against Ecuador.
Against Ecuador, exactly.
Wow. Okay, cool. He's got his name on the back.
No, he hasn't, because I'm old. I'm very old. It's because
Back in the day, yeah, where before everyone had, Nike
Because-
or Adidas to pay for a new jersey. A new jersey like every game. But
no, but the thing is, like, by that time you play like 2 games, like one on Monday and also weekend, and the other 3 days.
like on Wednesday or Thursday.
So sometimes you got out of the game, you cannot play the second game, so they cannot put the name because another guy will use the 18.
see.
You know what I mean?
Let's see.
Gosh. Where do you want me to sign it? What place? No, do you have to grab it? It's easy if you grab it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You do like this.
Okay. Well, could we do it maybe
Yeah.
up here so we could?
camera?
Yeah.
The more important thing?
All right. I think
Exactly.
he wants me to get it on camera as well.
Okay.
So.
That guy.
Perfect.
Oh.
In Spanish? No, in English. To my new American friend, Norambuena, Chile, with love. For you.
All right. Yeah, nice.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Arturo.
Let's see that.
you.
Let's see that. Oh, nice. Wow. You ought to get that framed.
I literally, when I got it, I was like, I'm gonna get a frame for this. And-
Yeah, man.
oh,
That's
but,
awesome.
Maybe I'll wear it Saturday as
Yeah,
well.
of course. Before,
Yeah, and somebody hits it and rips it or something.
add more character, add more to the story, right?
That's great.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else that you would like to cover? I mean, from your story. I mean, maybe talking about me and your wife. That I think is.
yeah, it was a nice story. I met my wife at Dominican Republic. I was on vacation, and I met her at the hotel where I was staying. I was alone there, and the last day that my last day there, I met her. And 6 months from there, she left everything. She worked at the hotel. She left family, the work, and she moved to Chile.
Wow.
Yeah.
To be near you.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
And when was this? How long ago was this?
2002.
Wow. Okay. So 23
Yeah.
years.
ago. Yeah.
And we're still together. I was very lucky, like a magic life play. You know what I mean? It's like the universe give me I think always the universe gives you things, but you have to be
Accepting, open.
open to and actually know whatever I want to do this, I want to do this. No, sometimes it's just, gosh.
Opportunity over
it's
here
right
might
here.
not line up
It's-
exactly with what I wanted. but
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. It's generous, universe. And I didn't actually.
Want to go to?
I was thinking no go to Dominican Republic. I was thinking another to Jamaica. I want to go to Jamaica, but they had some problem. And he goes, "Hey, sorry for Jamaica, but go there." And I said, "Yes, okay, I will go there." And I met the
You
woman
met
of
your
my
wife.
life.
Isn't that great? That's a great story.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you. For young people as a whole, but especially in this country, give us some advice. What would you say for young people?
Oof.
I mean, you've touched on a lot of things, but
Yeah.
can you just sum it up? And
I think first of all, family should be the more important thing. So it's like you say, your base. Yeah, it's really important that you have to take care of it. You have to build that because family is more than you. It's like it will be with you all the time. That is very important. And the other thing is, if you can have dreams, of course, hopefully you have, but the path is almost more important than to get the place. So how from where you want to get there, from what kind of player you want to be. You want to be what kind of player you want to be. You want to be a good son. You want to be a angry brother. You want to be whatever you want to. what really do you want to be? Okay, I choose that path, and I will live that path. And magic things happen during the way when you do when you live no automatic way, when you are making decision,
Right.
and sometimes making decisions that you don't want to do, but you do because you have a bigger thing. You know what I mean? It's like it's a way, my goal. So, but the goal is not important at the end of the day. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
It's okay to have a goal, to have a dream, but at the end of the day, how kind of person I am today?
Right.
Today, what I did today. Oh, I have a fight with that. So, what is going on today? Okay, I'm going there. Yeah. But I need to be a good person today.
Right. Be present in the moment. Yeah.
Today, yeah, and it's not easy to be focused in the present. No, you always go forward or even go at the past. What happened to me? Blah blah blah. You are responsible of your life. Only you.
Yeah.
Yep. No.
Yeah. Good thoughts. Yeah. Like that. Yeah.
Anything else you would like to add, Jim? Or I mean,
No, I appreciate you being here and
yeah.
Gosh,
don't
I
get
really
to talk to a professional soccer player. It's the first time I've ever had a conversation with a soccer player, football player, right?
Yeah.
Professional football player from.
And now practically a pro drone pilot as well. Flew his first ever drone, one of our developer Mini earlier today, and so yeah,
it was very nice.
Didn't crash it. Has a better flight
Are you
record
going to
than
have
Brian.
drone coverage on Saturday?
I don't know if drone coverage will have some sort of video coverage.
Yeah. Ought to, yeah.
But Arturo, thank you again for coming up, and not just the podcast. The whole trip has been great so far. I hope you've been having a good time
Jacob.
as well. Yeah,
Thank you. Like, you make me, I don't know, make me happy. I'm pretty happy from the heart, a warm heart. So it has such a very nice experience. I don't know exactly the words in English all the time, but anyway, you can tell that I'm touched.
It's the feeling,
It's
yeah.
part of the journey.
Yeah.
You met him as a kid, teaching him and whatnot, and now here you are at a podcast.
Yeah.
Amongst all this.
And again, like you're saying, what you can learn from soccer and apply elsewhere, right? Like, I would have never thought, 20 years ago I would start a drone business, and a lot of the confidence I have in myself to do so stems from that moment that I was talking about, right? Like, hey, I could go pursue soccer to a further degree than what I've been told by other people or I've even thought possible within myself, right? And if you take that and hey, that's not just soccer, that's hey, I can do the same thing in school or start my own business or any sort of artistic endeavor, music, drawing, painting.
It was about 8 or 9 years ago when you were talking about a drone company, and we're like, okay, great. We're all sitting around drinking beer, talking about, and now
we just
here
sold.
you are.
Yeah,
you sold your 38th.
Yeah, 38th
38th order.
Second one from our website and first one ever from a customer that didn't even know about us. Like, never even had an interaction with me before placing the order. So
something are doing good.
And now you have people wanting to deliver contraband using your drones. So
well, we've had that for a couple of years, now, but
that's part of the gig, I guess. You deal with all kinds of customers. So.
Well, yeah. What we need to do is find a soccer match that we could deliver the ball for kickoff, to the center of the field.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
They do now with the cars like Uber.
Yeah.
Sorry if they drive a
They're
car.
not paying for ad space. What the? We're gonna have to bleep that. No.
They use a car to get the ball there.
Yeah, and I really think we're not too far away from a continuation of VAR, the virtual assistant referee in soccer, where you could even I hate to say this, the drones, they're taking our jobs. Replace the sideline.
I would love that.
Yeah,
I want the referees outside of the field.
Yep.
I rather them because sometimes
they obstruct the game.
They cannot. They don't let you watch the all because there is a yellow thing over there. Get away from there.
Yeah.
And also, there are a lot of red cards that if the referee wasn't there, you don't get the red card.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there are several better, and the referee have to run a lot.
Yeah.
You know, run over there, and try. Oh, go! Come on, we have several camera here, much better.
And how many penalties in American football or whatever sport, and then the penalty's called, and then they do a replay, they stop the game and look closer using technology and realize, it wasn't, or it should have been. You know, you can. So
Exactly.
human referees are maybe going to be a thing of the past.
And I think
and
it's-
actually you can control the game with those human. You know what I mean? This
Yeah.
is because it's like a tricky thing. Because if you can buy the referee, for example, you can have the control of the game.
Yeah.
So it's good to.
Does that happen? Is that a problem in?
I think sometimes the referee has too much.
Too much. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, and I just heard this recently, but from a perspective of other sports, at the end of the day, referees are people. They grew up somewhere, right? So if you grew up, let's say, outside of Barcelona, chances are you're going to be a Barcelona fan. And even if I'm a referee, I can remain objective, you know. If you're ever refereeing a Barcelona game, chances are a couple more calls
And
are
you
going
don't
to go
have to do
Barcelona's way.
much. You know, it's not like you are making bad. No, just one.
Right.
It looks like
Yeah.
penalty kick. You know, nobody will tell that you are unbalanced the game. You know, you don't have to go like a big mistake. No, a little
mistake.
And even if you are not fan, but somebody may call you last night and say, hey, if we win this game, blah 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 blah, there is something for you underneath.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever heard that from a player perspective? Because I did see something along those lines from like I think second division of like the English,
With the bet things?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then there's like some players that, you know, and because now there's bets on like, like how much did this person move or how many passes did they complete in a
They call it proposition bets, I guess, or it's a one-off bet of or
parlays and like parlays.
To me, it's a bad sign that more and more people are making money on sports, betting on all kinds of things. It just, to me, it means that there's going to be a lot more incentives for corruption.
Yeah.
And when
I
people
agree.
lose confidence in the sport, they go, it's all on there. Somebody's on the take that's going to influence this game. I'm not going, or it's going to hurt the sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And more betting, more and more platforms are coming to where people can make bets on all kinds of different things.
And because
not just the winner.
Those bets, exactly. So maybe the guy eat a sandwich at the bench, for example. I bet that. And the guy is having a sandwich on the bed.
Yeah. And it was in some cases surprising. And again, to your point, like, MLS is one of the better leagues as far as pay parity. Like there's a minimum amount that you'll get paid in the MLS. But some of like the second or third divisions of like England or some other countries, you can still have some fairly high paying players. But then you have some other players that, you know, they might make, you know, less than $100,000 a year salary, you know. And so, hey, $5,000, you know,
It's a lot more to them than it is somebody that's making.
And they could literally be on a team with someone making, you know, millions of dollars. And so it's like, well, I need to put more food on the table somehow, or, you know, I'm never going to be the quality of player that's going to make the money from, you know, my
legitimate.
My contributions on the field, legitimately. So
Exactly.
But that was nothing that you ever like encountered, like
No.
Did anyone ever specifically ask you, hey?
No. Where I lived once, it's like they offered me, to me, I was the captain, to the team to win one game. I mean, because there were another team having the game at the same time. If we win that game and the other team win, the other team will
go on.
They will the championship.
Okay.
So that team say, hey, if you beat them, you have a deserve. I don't know how you call it.
What did they offer you? Did they
money?
They offered to pay
Money for the team.
For the team
To
help the team.
So I go to my team and say, hey, if we win that game, there is
And that's considered, is that a bribe? Would that be considered a bribe?
I don't know. I mean, I think it will be if they say if you don't win, that is different.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I'm going to win anyway all the time. So if you give me a little bit, but if I
To throw the game, to lose.
to lose is different.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
to lose is just
Because you want to win. That's why you're competing, right?
exactly. So okay, if you want to pay for that, okay, no, I don't
Right.
have any problem with that.
Out of
Because
few more.
we want to win.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
why we're here. But for us to purposely lose, that would be worse
Yeah,
than
of course.
you're throwing the
But
game.
it's very hard because the player can tell that. You know what I mean? When a player is not on the team, it's like, or whatever. You know, it's kind of hard to play bad.
Yeah,
So it's,
yeah, 'cause you're-
anybody can tell that. You know, it's
you're
like
not. You're purposely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this came to mind really quick. Like you to share this. Just as far as playing bad, we had this conversation of like the superstitions. You know how those are also very popular in sports. Like I remember from watching the U.S. Beat Spain, as I was telling you, that game, the U.S. won 2-0. I missed both goals because I went to the bathroom. And so, like, the first time the U.S. scored, they're like, Jacob, you need to go to the bathroom again. And sure enough, I went to the
you did,
bathroom
and they scored again.
Right. And so,
stay there.
yeah.
Stay in the bathroom.
Don't come out. Yeah.
lock the door. Lock him
Yeah,
in.
and we were at a taco Mac, and so it was like a big viewing party and everything.
Oh, wow.
But Arturo was telling me a story about a coach that had a superstition with Arturo. So if you can share that. I think,
that's a good one.
yeah.
I had a dog at home. That was my first year in the first level, pro level, in first league. So I was in training, but they never called me to the game. You know what I mean? Just training. They say, okay, no, Norambuena, no, out. And they called me finally for one game. And I had a problem where, so I brought my dog to the hotel.
Oh.
You know, because I had a problem, whatever. And the coach saw me like I was hiding, trying to hide, but the coach, hey, oh, sorry. I said, blah, 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 sorry, yeah, I couldn't. Okay, nothing happened. We win the game. We won the game. The weekend after that, we played again. So the coach come near to me and
Bring the
said,
dog. He said,
did you bring the dog?
bring the dog.
And I go, no, I didn't bring. Go and get
Go
it.
get the dog. He wanted the dog. He thought the dog.
I get the dog. We won again, and like we won.
So
Like
the dog's on
70
the dog's on
dogs
tour
was
with you. The
biggest
dog's.
star.
You got to make room on the bus for the dog and
Exactly.
carry the dog food.
Yeah. What the hell are you 11 guys or 18, with a
Oh,
bench?
even the
dog.
coach.
Yeah,
The funny thing is because the coach, you may think, okay, coach think the strategy or the tactic thing. No. It's about the dog.
Yeah,
It's
but
funny.
yeah, there's just so much again to the sport, and it's like, it may be
Maybe
dumb,
the dog, knowing the dog was safe and at your hotel or whatever, and maybe that did something. He's thinking maybe that relaxed you or made you focus better. So you have the dog at the next game. That's funny.
But yeah, I thought of that. I was like,
Yeah.
definitely need to
Very
share
good
that one
one.
as well. But again, Arturo, thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
Had a
Thank
great
you,
time,
guys.
and yeah, look
Thank
forward
you.
to continuing this.
All right.
Thank you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. See you tomorrow at night.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'll be over there.
Good.